We got a lot of hay to mow today. We already got a good start on it. As you can see, there's still a pile to get mowed, but we're gonna get at it. Well guys, we are wrapped up here at the new farm. I'm not sure how many acres I mowed. I think probably, I want to say 8 or 9 acres here at this farm. And then there's the 7-acre field that we planted. So there's like a total of 15 or 16, something like that. That was my first time mowing that farm. Honestly, it kind of was a disaster. 2 of the fields were extremely muddy. Yesterday, we got 2.5 inches of rain. 2 of those inches came in about 20 minutes of rain. We got just a massive storm that came in last night. One of those, I'm sitting on the front porch watching this wall cloud come in kind of storms. So that farm is a very wet farm. As of yesterday before the storm, it was pretty much dry enough to cut. And then of course that storm came in and just soaked the whole thing. So 2 of those fields, the one in particular, I mean, you saw the videos. I mean, I put ruts in that field on every single pass. So that's kind of aggravating. It is what it is. It's a wet farm. I can't do anything about it. On a completely different note, I appreciate everybody's comments on this tractor. This case here was having a battery draining issue. A lot of guys were saying I should just put a battery disconnect on it. So I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. My question is, how do I go about doing that? Again, I am not an electrician. I know nothing about electric stuff on anything in a house or in a tractor vehicle. Like, I know very little. That my knowledge is very limited when it comes to electrical stuff on equipment. So help me figure out, how do I rig up a battery disconnect? Is that something that I just put on the terminals there? Is it like it's a switch? Like, help me figure out, how would I go about doing this on the tractor? Again, I appreciate everybody's comments. Help me figure this out. If only you guys could smell this through the camera. Call this heaven in a handful. We are all tedded out. The hay actually dried down quite a bit yesterday, but there's still a ton of moisture and a lot of mud in that field over the hedgerow. But we'll be back Monday morning to ted this out a second time, and then the plan is to bale it Tuesday. We're gonna take this rig home and maybe mow some more, but I haven't decided yet. Hay update, getting dry. Well, looks like weatherman was wrong again. So much for trying to make nice horse hay this week. Making steer hay now. Well, we made it to the field of brown grass. Kind of disappointing. However, when we flip it over, there is green stuff on the bottom, so at least there's something worthwhile out here. It didn't completely ruin it. I actually think this farm got less rain than what I was driving through yesterday. Regardless, it was getting pretty dry, got rained on, so now we got some brown hay. But we're gonna get it tedded out, head home, ted the other stuff out that was looking really nice, and then we'll hopefully bale tomorrow. Kick it on. Well, this stuff honestly doesn't look terrible. There's a lot of brown on top, but there is some green underneath, and it should look all right in a big bale. Small bales, they're gonna look a little bit brown, but big bales should work fine. And with this heat, I don't really feel like throwing small bales, so big baler guy is gonna swing in here first because it's on his way to the other farm, so he'll get this baled up, and then we'll get the other farm baled up. It looks all right. It's green-ish. It could be a lot worse, so I'm thankful that it's not worse than it could be. Yeah. Got the big rig in the shop. We're just doing some routine maintenance, greasing wheel bearings, the front end, tightening up some things. This nut over here, these are notorious for getting super loose, so got that tightened up. We're checking the oil, fluids, and I'm gonna clean out the air filter while it's in here. I noticed it was getting a little bit warm when I was mowing the other day with this thing. I did end up spending probably an hour cleaning the radiator out of this thing. Half of the radiator, this like whole bottom corner down here was like plugged up with soot. So I spent a long time blowing it out and spraying it out, you know, pressure washer, a lot of stuff. Got it actually to move air because I would stay in here. I would feel air moving up here, but not down here. So I got that finally moving some better air. But then I want to blow the air filter out while I'm here as well. Just routine maintenance on these things. No sense in standing around twiddling my thumbs when I can check up on equipment while we're waiting for things to dry. We do need a rake with this thing tomorrow, so that's why I'm kind of going over it. What we'll probably end up doing is raking this tonight, so I don't have to worry about it in the morning. It's pretty much bone dry. I just headed it to get it up off the ground, and any rain moisture that was there, I just didn't want it, you know, sitting down near the dirt. So got it up sitting on stubble, and then we'll rake it tonight probably. And then tomorrow around 10 o'clock, we'll make the hour drive to the other field and get that raked up. So the first field is baled. This stuff actually isn't terrible. I mean, it could be a lot worse. This actually smells pretty good. They look pretty decent as well. So I think as long as they're dry, which I'll ask the baler guy, they should be horse hay. Big baler just, it makes things look greener than what it looked in a windrow. but I'm not complaining. Well, we're out here picking up bales, getting baled up. The bales don't look too bad, actually. They got some good green over here at this field, and there's quite a few of them. I think I picked 16 up in that patch over there, and there was 2, 4, 6, 8 in this patch. This is the really muddy patch. And then there's the 2 small fields over there. Haven't been over there yet. And then the baler is currently over in the last section, which is the last stuff that I raked, which was nice and dry and really thick. So we should have a pile of hay over here, which is a good thing. Hay ain't too bad. Not awful. Could be worse. Truck's running good. There's I put 11 on here at a time. I could put more, but if I don't have to put a ton on, I'm not going to. There's 11 more here. So that's one more load. I gotta line it up just right up against that pole there. And I got all this stuff back here. So I gotta shimmy it just right. Kind of hard to do with one hand, for sure. And there's so many bugs. And I'm getting bit by bugs because my doors are open because there's no AC in here and it's still 90 degrees out. We got all the hay in the barn. Took me till 10:30 last night to get everything stacked in here and hauled home, but we did get it. There's 36 bales in this stack right here. They are all good, dry, horse quality bales, or I should say, feed it any way you want kind of bales. They're dry, they're clean, and they smell good. There were 3 extra bales over here, 1, 2, and 3 up top that I stacked over here. They either had kind of a mud clump that I found, or right here, this is a bunch of extra Johnson grass, just cattle feed. So these are kind of cattle bales. On the back side, there's 6 big bales. These are the ones we did a few weeks ago. They might be horse hay. The thing is, I know they were baled between 15 and like 25%. We did put some Silo King on them. I'm just not sure how they cured out yet. So we'll have to pull them out of the stack and check. I could just sell them as cattle feed, but I also have cattle of my own. And so maybe I'll take a couple out to the steers, at least 3 of these I probably will. I also have 6 bales back here. These are the alfalfa bales. They aren't the worst bales. I mean, you look, there's green in here, like it looks decent, but you can tell that it was rained on. It doesn't have that deep, dark, beautiful green look that they normally do in second cutting. We only got 6 off of that field. So if you do the math, 6 times, I think these were about 650 pounds. You're looking at about 100 bales. If I were to small bale it. Here's the thing, when hay gets rained on, you lose a lot of yield. You lose dry matter. So if it wouldn't have gotten rained on and we small baled it, I would think it probably would have made around 150 bales. I mean, looking at the windrows that I raked yesterday, they were pretty meaty. But the thing with rained on hay is when it dries down, you lose dry matter, right? That's just, dry matter is basically the moisture content, sort of. So you're drying down hay, you're going to lose dry matter. But then when it gets rained on and then dried again, you lose even more dry matter. So we definitely lost some yield with it getting rained on. Just an unfortunate reality of making hay. Anyway, it isn't the worst case scenario. We salvaged what we could. There's, $600-700 worth of hay there. I haven't decided if I'm going to feed these or not, because these would actually make really nice cattle bales for our steers. We didn't make any wrapped hay this year, or we haven't yet, so it might be nice to have some alfalfa. So maybe with these bales and a couple of those junky bales over there, maybe we feed them and have some good hay through the winter. I don't know, but that's what we got right there. Regardless, this hay will feed the horses. It is dry and it is, weed free. It's good hay. It just got a shower on it, so it lost some color and dry matter. Same stuff there. It's good, clean, good smelling hay. It just got a shower on it, so it lost some dry matter and lost some color. But it doesn't make it not horse quality. It just makes it cheaper because it did lose some quality. But it will still feed to horses. It'll still feed to sheep, goats, cattle, whatever you want to feed it to. Dry all the way around.